everyone, my name is Laida Sadiani and my student ID is 24120210038. This time, I would like to present about my basic statistics final project. So, the task that had been given to me is to searching for correlation between learning motivation and growth mindset. We start from the research question. The research question is there any significant correlation between learning motivation and growth mindset? From this research question, we could make two hypotheses, which are the HO or null hypothesis is there is no significant correlation between learning motivation and growth mindset, and HA or alternative hypothesis is there is a significant correlation between learning motivation and growth mindset. So, the first steps we need to do before doing the several steps ahead is to do normal distribution test for every variable. So this is the test of normality. The learning motivation and growth mindset both are normally distributed, whether on Kolmogorov-Smirnov test or in Shapiro-Wilk test. We could see that in the p-value of learning motivation and growth mindset. In the Kolmogorov-Smirnov test, learning motivation's p-value is 0.2, and while the growth mindset is also 0.2. In the Shapiro-Wilk test, the learning motivation p-value is 0.219, while the p-values for the growth mindset is 0.37. All of them are normally distributed since the p-value are above 0.05. We can also see the normality of the data from this histogram. Both of the histogram from learning motivation and growth mindset are bell-shaped curve. That means it is, again, normally distributed. Because the data, both of them are normally distributed, we can use Pearson's correlation for the next steps. The next steps is deviation from linearity test and linearity test. What we expected is deviation from linearity test p-value is above 0.05, indicating there is no deviation from linearity. And we expected the p-values for linearity test is under 0.05, meaning it is a significant correlation. So let's see. In the deviation from linearity test, the p-value are above 0.05, which is 0.748, meaning there is no deviation from linearity. While in the linearity, it is above 0.05, which is 0.646. From this point, Pearson's correlation can no longer be used because there is no significant correlation between these two. And Spearman's correlation should be used instead, because Spearman's correlation is more fitting for those data that are not normally distributed. Before we move to the last steps, we should look at this scatter plot. In a scatter plot, the lines are slightly tilted, and it is a negative one, meaning the higher the learning motivation, the lower the growth mindset, and the other way around. So, the last steps is hypothesis testing or correlation on the correlation table. According to Spearman's correlation, the R value is closer to 0 than to 1, which is negative 0.055. It means that the correlation between learning motivations and growth mindset is a negative and a pretty weak one. Based on the correlation table, the p-value is above 0.05, which is 0.543. That means the correlation between learning motivation and growth mindset is not significant. And as for the conclusion, according to the result of this research, it can be summarized that the HO is accepted while the HA is rejected. That means there is no significant correlation between learning motivation and growth mindset. That's it, guys. Thank you for listening and see you next time.